Let's see if we get anyone in for this live. You wanted a creation live. We're starting a creation live. And you won't know this if you're just tapping in, but I've been running around my house looking for the big bag of molds because we want this to be a mystery creation live where we don't know what we're going to be making. We're just going to do it. Here we go. I'm just setting up on the back end, but I hope you're all doing well if you're in here. Let's go on my channel and see if I can see any of the chat. Let's have a look. See if we've got anyone in yet. If we haven't, just bear with us for 5 minutes. This is going to be a creation live, and we're doing it live. And it wasn't planned, guys. This was all, you guys asked me to do it on the live. So I decided, let's do it. It's Friday night. Couldn't think of a better way to spend my time than with you guys. So let's see if we've got anyone in chat, first of all. And let's see if we've got a clear picture. Oh, let's mute my sound.
Let's see if we've got anyone in chat, first of all. And let's see.
So we've got a few in. So we've got Louise, we've got Julie Zan, we've got Katie, we've got Diane, we've got Sandy, and there's always a bit of a delay when I do these lives. Hola, Jesus, nice to see you. Look at the mess. I know, I've been busy. It wouldn't be this channel if there wasn't a bit of a mess. Do you know what? I like to keep it real, though, and this is real for me. This is the way that a busy workstation will always look. I can't keep it spotless, but that's okay. So, we've got a few in. Now, I want to be honest. I've been looking around my house for the last 10 minutes for the giant bag of molds. And guess what? I can't find it. Do you know why? It's because I actually sorted it out into trays. So I actually spent some time last week and I actually sorted all my molds out into these big trays. So the first thing I need you to do is pick a number. Tray 1, tray 2, or tray 3. It should show in a minute, hopefully, Sandy. Sometimes it takes a little while. 3, we've got, oh, everyone's voting for tray number 3. Okay. Let me get tray number 3. Oh, no, we've got a few votes coming in for tray number 2 now. I think the 3 still have it. So this is going to be an interesting one. Oh, no, 3. I think 3s have got it. So, bye-bye, full tray number 1. See you later. Oh, you missed out on tray number 2 as well. There was some really cool molds in there. Oh, my gosh. Bye-bye, tray number 2. Oh, my God, there were so many cool ones in there. Okay. I think we've missed out on the best ones, if I'm being honest. But we're going to go with tray number 3 because that's what you picked. And these, I'm looking in the back. In fact, no, we're going to stick with tray number 2 because this was molds that I've already used in most of my videos. So I'm going to go back on it and I'm going to stick with your original vote of tray number 2 just to make it a bit more interesting. Hopefully. So, this is going to be fun, guys. This is tray number 2. And we've got all sorts in here. We've got ice cube skull molds. We've got this, almost looks like a ceiling rose mold. We've got this giant mold, which I think is a stitch. We've got a little rabbit mold. We've got some paw print molds. We've got a seal mold, a big seal, yeah. I did my eco pour experiment in that. Got little skulls. We've got, this is the egg and snake mold, which I haven't tried yet, from Into Resin. So it's got a snake going around it. We've got some angel wings. We've got some teddy bears. We've got some square boxes. What else have we got? We've got a 9-tailed fox, which I haven't done yet on a video. What else have we got in here? This looks like a little flower pot with a rose. Now, I don't think this is going to be the most detailed one, but it looks pretty cool. We've got a frog mold in there. We've got an octopus mold. We've got these dog paws, which I think will make really cool, cute keyring. I think this is a Stitch. I can't remember. It could be a Stitch or it could be a koala. One of the two. It's a big mold. We've got a cardinal mold. We've got some little paw molds, little tiny paws. We've got a reindeer. It's a bit early for Christmas. What else have we got? We've got a snail mold in there. So, any ideas from this box? I'm not going to do it blind, but I'm just going to let you pick one and we're going to go with that. So, it is Froggy Friday. We could do a frog if you really want to. But there's going to be lots of Froggy Friday videos out there for you to egg and snake, egg and snake, egg and snake. Oh, there's a few that are saying this egg and snake mold. So let's have a look at the mold first. I've not used it. I got this one from Resin. So this has got a snake going around it, I think. And the head going into the top. So we're liking the look of that, yeah? Oh, somebody's saying it's Froggy Friday now. So I think this is a lid and an egg. So I'm just having a look. That's where that will come around and join as a snake. Now I'm guessing, looking at this, it's going to be about 6 ounces of resin. Maybe a bit more. So then again, with that centre bit, might be less. I'm going to go with... We can do a poll if you want. So everybody vote now what you want me to do before we get going. I think there's going to be lots. I think this is the winner from everyone in chat. And I might try brushing some powders on and then pouring some resin into this, I think. I think this will be a perfect project for tiny turners. What do you think? Egg snake's winning. Okay, I've really wanted to do this one for a while, so I'm glad you picked that. So, there's only one little snake going around the side. The rest of it's going to be a beautiful egg, hopefully. So, let me get rid of this tray. And we're going to do this one, I think. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up some resin before we get onto the brushing so that we can just pour that at the end. And I'm going to guess here, I think 6 ounces should be enough. What do you guys think? What do you think? I reckon that there's 2 ounces, and then maybe another 4 ounces in there. Is it blurry? It shouldn't be fuzzy, guys. This is YouTube. I might cancel this tonight because I don't want... Let me wipe the camera. Now it's black. Is that any better, guys? Is it any clearer? It does look blurry. I don't know. What do you want me to do, guys? I can cancel this one and start again. Do you want me to cancel this one and start again and see if it works? Or should we just carry on? Is my hand blurry? Even my hand looks a bit blurry there, guys. I don't think it's any better. Oh! It's cleared up now, I think. Hang on. It said carry on. But I see what you mean because I've got it on my big screen as well, and it does look a little bit pixelated. I think that YouTube's having a few issues. So, I don't know. Do you want me to carry on or not? I could always close this down and start another one. Right. Well, we'll see it. We'll see how we get on, guys. So, first thing I'm going to do is mix up some resin. So, I need to get gloved up. As always, let's get gloved up. And where's my gloves? Now, do we want to try and do this in the curing machine? Shouldn't really matter, actually. I can lift these up. I think it'll be okay. And see if it does it any quicker. There we go. I've just secured the microphone so it doesn't, while I'm walking around, you're not going to get sound everywhere. Claire's saying yes. Okay, I'll get my curing machine base. Because it's all about the base, no trouble. And that's the great thing about this curing machine now. Look at how big this mould is. I think it should fit in. Let's have a look. We can have one that side and one that side. Look at this, beautiful. Let's have a look. Will it fit? And again, this is the G3 curing machine, guys, from Resiners. And that will easily fit in there, so we're good. So, okay, I was just checking that that'll fit first. And there's loads of room in this, guys. You could probably fit 8 skulls in here if you're doing skulls. So, here we go. I'll put the silicone mat in. And I think what we're going to do is a combination effect. So, I'm going to go get some tiny turners, I think, for the snake. Because I love the way they come out when you brush them on. Then we're going to put a bit of UV resin on the back of those tiny turners to make it pop. Then we're going to fill the snake, the rest of the egg, with resin, I think. And we might do that in a bit of an alcohol-y ink way. I don't know. What do you think? Just to see what we get. So I'm going to mix up... Do I mix up the resin yet? We can wait 5 minutes to mix up the resin till after we've brushed. Yeah, I just think that might work better and really make the tiny turners pop. So I'm going to grab some tiny turners, which I know you all love as much as me. And okay, I've got a selection coming. And you guys can pick the colours. I think if we use 2 colours, should be enough for this. So here we go. Let's get some of these tiny turners over to my workstation. And this is all spare at the moment, guys. So you're going to have to bear with me whilst we get everything set up together. Because this wasn't planned. It's not a planned creation live. This is you guys making the decisions. So I don't know what to bring because I don't know what you're going to want. Makes it a little bit difficult on a live. I'm not going to lie. So I think this is all of the tiny turners that I have at the side. And I'm just going to show you the colours. And I want you to pick, I think, 2 colours for this snake. And then we're going to paint the snake in. And then we're going to see what we get. But I hope you can all hear me okay. So can somebody just put in chat that you can hear me? And what we're going to do with this mould is try and turn it inside out. Like so. And then that reveals the snake. Yep, you can hear me. Good. So I can see the snake going all the way around. And we should be able to just brush the tiny turners onto this snake. And obviously there's the snake part of this head, which again we should be able to get into pretty easily. It's not too bad. So I want us to pick, I think, 2 colours. We might go for a few more, I don't know. So what colour snake are we thinking, guys? We've got Elixir, which is a beautiful pinky gold. We've got, obviously, green. We've got this Ether, which is beautiful. Yes, you can hear me. Good. We've got a chameleon one here, which is the indigo green fleck, which is like a purpley colour. We've got Inferno, which is like an orangey colour. That's a good point, actually. If I turn it back inside after I've cured the UV resin, it might come off the mould. So that might not work. So we might do a black egg. What about that? A black egg. Because then that will definitely make it pop. What do you think? Oh, we've got 1 vote for some. Oh, we've not gone through it yet. Blood Magic, which is really dark. Not a fan. Nether. We've got another chameleon-y green Maeve. We've got Alchemy, which is a beautiful sort of galaxy purpley greeny colour, which I love. We've got a copper gold. A few people saying green. We've got Chaos, which is pinky. And what else have we got? Arcane as well, which is a beautiful rich purpley colour. We've got Wicker, which is a beautiful greeny goldy colour. I love this colour, guys. So that's that. We're all saying black egg. Okay, we'll do a black egg. Poison. And then the last one I've got here is purple magenta. So we've got a few going for Inferno. I think I've seen pop up, which is one of my favourite Tiny Turners. It's like an orangey goldy colour. So there's that. And then what we're thinking for another colour. Because I think I should be able to get a couple of different colours in here. Wicker is beautiful. Genuinely, guys, if you haven't seen this, and I wasn't a fan of green till I saw this. So we've got Wicker. And I think I saw Poison pop up as well, which is quite suitable for a snake. So let's go with 3. I don't want to overcomplicate things here. Otherwise, we will be here all night, which I'm sure you wouldn't want to do. So here we go. Now, not green, pink. I'm gonna see what happens. Well, this Wicker, it turns out goldy green, so hopefully you'll live with that one, Claire. It's nice, trust me. Hopefully, trust me. Now, I'm trying to think how I want to do this. I think a line down the centre and going all the way around the centre if we can, and then another colour at the side of it. I think let's do it like 264 grams apparently. Lines or spots? What are we thinking, guys? Or do we just intermix them all the way around and see what happens? Happy to do that as well. So we just completely mix these, almost patchwork, into these scales. We could do that. Let me know what you're thinking in chat. I can still see chat. Intermix. Spotted egg. Intermix. Okay. I think we're going to go with intermix. So I'm going to get 3 of these micro brushes out, 1 for each colour. And these are pretty small brushes, guys. And I think this is going to take a little while. So I hope you've got time. And I'm glad I didn't mix up the resin. But yeah, let's intermix these. I think that's a great idea. And just do them in little patches all over. And I think we'll get a really cool effect. And then I am still going to have to burnish them at the end. So, let's go in with a bit of Inferno first. And I'm hoping not to get it all over my nice new curing machine. But if I do, I do. You know. And all I'm going to do initially is use what's on the lid. You know, so there's that beautiful colour. In fact, let me see if I can get you some more light, shall I? Why not? Give you a treat. Never know, it might give you a bit of a clearer picture as well. Although I don't think it's me tonight. I think it is you two. But we'll see. Let's see if I can get this in with me. Just moving my light. Is that any better for the picture? Let me know. Should be a bit brighter, hopefully. So now all I'm going to do is use what's in my lid first of all. This beautiful Inferno Tiny Turner powder. And if you can see, I'm just going to put random little dots into little scales. Now it will take me forever if I'm doing each of these scales individually. You know? But I just want little dots of these going actually into the scales. And I can just feel it on the mould where the scale is. I'm going to put little dots of it, hopefully, in an even-ish pattern. If it's not completely even, I can live with it. So we're going to have sort of little Inferno scales. Now, I'm not going to do each individual scale, otherwise we will be here for a very long time, guys. It's probably possible, though. If I had 6 or 7 hours, you could probably go in with each individual scale, clean off the excess, and get exactly the pattern you want. Again. And you get the idea, hopefully. You can see I'm just burnishing randomly some of these beautiful infernos into individual scales on there. Here we go. And if we get a few of them going around, I'm not too fussed. A couple on these edges as well. That's that first bit of that snake. We got some spots. I nearly did a Justin impression then and said, who wants to see my spotty snake? But I stopped myself. And I think I want the end of his tail to be all inferno without getting it too much onto the rest of the mould. Like so. Now I am going to clean up that edge before we pour. The G3 is live, guys. The G3 you can get now from Resiners. And if you use my discount code, which is CCUK, you're going to get some money off as well. So as you can see, I'm just going into individual scales in a random pattern using this Inferno first of all, because that was one of the colours you guys picked. And I'm not bothered about this coming out perfect. Just want to display some of these different colours in a different pattern. I think it's going to look cool when we're done. I don't know, it's the first time I've used this mould. I hope so. And then we're going to do the same again with the poison, I think. And then we're going to brush the wicker over the whole thing. So it takes a little bit of time, this, but I think it'll be worth it in the end effect. I mean, look, we're getting a very spotty snake. And I'm not bothered about these being even, going exactly where I want, because I think actually the more unnatural this is, the better for this kind of effect. And I don't know, I've never used the mould. Again, just going around, random dots of this beautiful Inferno tiny Turner powder. I don't think I've ever seen one done like this. Let me know if you have. I've seen people brush the whole thing one colour. Freeze. Well, I hope it... As I say, there's technical issues happening on YouTube tonight. There's nothing I can do. I'm going to keep going. Sorry. Unfortunately, I don't control YouTube. I know there's a few problems tonight. People are having to go out, come back in. So I'm just going to keep going and hopefully we're going to get this done. And as you can see, really random. Just putting these dots of Inferno around the snake. And then we're going to do the same with the poison, and then we're going to brush the rest in wicker. And hopefully that will give us a 3-coloured snake, which I think will look really cool. And then I think we're going to do the egg in black. It is a bit like a cake, actually. It's like those hundreds and thousands toppings. See, it's not a scary snake. So there we go. That's pretty even. It's not perfect. It doesn't have to be. Now we're going to do the same with the poison. Probably add a few more of the poison. And I'm sorry, this isn't going to be the most exciting video you've ever seen, guys. But hopefully you're enjoying it. Hi, Lula. I didn't even know what mould we were going to do at the start of this. You all picked it. So again, going in with some poison dots now. You pick the colours, you pick the mould, and we're going to see what it creates. So again, just going in with this now, randomly dots all over this nice, beautiful snake. And we're going to see. And I think that's reasonably even, maybe one more just in the head and one more at the side. There we go. That's that effect on the lid. Beautiful, just those different spotty colours. And now let's do it on the rest of this mould as well. Again, starting at the bottom, and I'm just going to work my way around. There we go. Anywhere where I know there's a gap, I'm going to try and go in with the poison. Am I using... Sorry, I can't see the chat properly. Let me see if I can just slightly move this camera so I can actually see chat. Hang on. Steady. Yeah, I'll be able to see chat now. I'm just going to angle it so you guys can still see. Can you see? Hopefully you can, and I can actually see the chat now. So whatever that question was, if you want to repeat it, I'll try and answer it. I'm at the wooden hill. Ooh, I don't know what the wooden hill is, but it sounds interesting. There we go. And again, just doing it random with these tiny turners. Oh, thank you so much, Louise. Really appreciate the super chat. They're always welcome. And you know what? It makes me feel happy when I'm doing these lives. It shows that you guys really appreciate them. And hopefully... Hi, Laura. Nice to see you. Up the stairs, Andy. Don't know what you mean. But we've got Lola in now, so she can help control the chat. And she did an amazing frog earlier live, guys. Hey, Nat. And I'm just looking up at the camera briefly as I'm doing this. So if I miss your comment, I'm sorry, guys. That is the problem with these creation lives. I don't get to see the chat as it happens. Right, I think this is getting there. So we're going to get a very spotty snake, everyone. Okay. And again, I'm just trying to make sure it's reasonably even. I don't want this perfect because I don't think it has to be perfect. I just think as we're going into these random scales, and if you had time, if you spent a full day doing this, you could do each individual scale a different colour, and that would be amazing. But if I did that, we would be here till probably 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning my time, and I don't have that time. But I have got another dragon egg mould that I am planning to do that on in the future when I've got my week off. So there's something hopefully to look forward to. And again, trying to be random. And just going into different scales where I know there's a big gap. And if these colours don't work, I'm blaming you lot. You lot pick the colours, not me. But just trying to burnish them as I go as well. But I will be burnishing these with a brush as well at the end. And then trying to clean off the rest of the mould. Just with a wipe so it doesn't affect the egg. And I'm very excited, guys. And I hope we're all having a cracking time doing this. The dad jokes are free. There we go. And I think we're almost there with these dots. But let's hope it doesn't end up being a scrambled piece. And we'll let you guys know that it's going to work. We're going to pray that this works. Oh, the jokes never change, I'm afraid. But I am a dad, so I'm allowed to use dad jokes. When you're not a dad, probably not as much. And I think I'm happy with that for the spots. Do you agree? We've got a nice spotty mixture going all the way around this snake mould. Now I'm going to get that beautiful wicker. And we're going to burnish the rest of this snake. Woo! It's exciting. So this wicker, I never liked green. I'll be honest. Wasn't my favourite colour. Then, what does the lawyer wear to court? A lawsuit. I've heard that one. So this wicker is like a golden green, and I've used it in a dragon before, and it is beautiful. Absolute, look at it. Oh, so beautiful. So, now for this, I'm going to get a slightly soft brush, this one here, and I'm just going to burnish it in. So it's going to blend in with those dots and try and go all the way around the snake. So a little tiny bit on the end of my brush. I'm going to start in the head. And hopefully get all of it. Now I'm not sure at this point. But if they all blend and mix, I think it's actually going to help with the way that we've dotted these in. A bit more. And hopefully we're going to get a beautiful coverage of just the scales. And I've never used this mold before. You guys picked it, so that's why we're using it. And I hope it works. Now I'm a bit conscious of this head. I want to make sure I've got it all burnished. And I can't really see at this point. So I'm just going to get a tiny bit more on the end of the brush. And trying to really burnish it on these side bits without coming over into the egg too much. I could probably, I can get it just about inside out, guys. So just to make sure, hopefully most of that head is pretty much burnished in. And then I'm going to have to go back over this with a wipe. But that looks pretty well burnished to me. And look at this colour. Oh, it's going to be pretty. It's going to be so pretty. And that sounded a little bit creepy. It didn't mean to. And now we should really see it, I think, on this one. So I'm going to start at the bottom again. Oh, I've started the dad jokes off now. Sorry, guys. And again, I'm going to start here. Put a few dots of it all the way around. And I'm just going to mix it in a bit at a time. I don't want to waste any of these powders either. So again, I think I'm going to get a beautiful colour and sheen on this. And then there's going to be a little bit of cleaning before we fill. So this is the bit where it's a little bit messy, but I don't mind a bit of mess. And the key thing is I don't want to waste too much of this powder, so I'm just going to put a few dots and we're going to burnish it all in around these sides. And again, hopefully these colours will slightly intermix a little bit as well, whilst giving us some really good metallic coverage. Here we go. That's that section. And then we move on. Bit more powder. Dot, dot, dot. And mixing it around. Again, just burnishing the sides as well, being careful, go all the way up to the edge. I think this is going to be stunning, guys. I'm so excited. You do not believe how excited I am. Again, just folding it in whilst I'm going around the edge. And again, hopefully burnishing it all the way around. And look at these colours. Stunning. And again, not using too much of the powder, but enough to make sure that I'm getting that coverage all the way around. And I can fold it in now. Again, I don't want to get too much on the egg though, because it's going to give me more cleanup to do, and I don't really like cleaning up moulds. Who does? Here we go. And again, just trying to mix it around a little bit. And burnishing it into each and every scale so that we get a nice clean finish, hopefully on this snake when we finish it. And what do you think so far, guys? Is it looking like it's going to be a success? And I have wasted a bit of this powder, but not an awful lot, so I think I can live with it. And I'm doing it with you guys, for you guys, so it's worth experimenting, you know. But just bear in mind, these tiny Turner powders are about £6 for a little tiny ½ gram tub. But I don't think there's anything else quite like them where you get the same finish. So again, just burnishing it around. And I think this should be the last bit that I need. And this is quite a soft brush I'm using to burnish it, guys, because I don't want to damage the mould. And as I say, it's the first time I've used this mould, so I really don't want to damage it, because I think it could turn out to be one of my favourites. And again, apologies if you're in chat. I can't chat at the minute because I'm busy with this project and I can't see the screen that well. I see the odd comment popping up. So now all I'm going to do is just go around the whole snake again and make sure that every one of these scales hopefully is nicely burnished. And I'm going to do the same to the top as well. And then unfortunately we're going to have a bit of cleanup to do. Not too much, but there will be a little bit of cleanup before we fold it back the right way round. Just making sure that these scales, as I say, fully burnished. And look at these colours. Stunning. So I think this is going to be a very colourful snake. Very. There we go. That's that. I'm just going to go over the head one more time because again I am conscious with that head. I want to make sure it works. Right, now I need to get a wipe just to try and wipe any of the excess powders off the mould. They do look beautiful. I'm hoping that we got this right. Now before I get that wipe, I'm going to pour my resin. I think that's going to be about 2 ounces and I think the rest of it is going to be about 4. What do we think? 6 ounces would be about 180 ml. Do we think that's enough or not? I can do it in a dark blue. I could do it in a dark metallic blue. That could look really cool. A dark metallic blue, what do you think? We can do that. But what do you think? Do you think 6 ounces would be enough for this or do you think it's more? I've never used the mould. If anybody knows, put it in chat. Oh, we've got some more saying black. How about we do both? Black and dark blue. Intermixed. You reckon 8? Someone said 300 ml. Right, well I don't want this to go wrong, so I'm going to do 300 ml. Anything spare I can put in a drip mould. So I'm going to use one of my bigger cups. And I'm going to use the standard Apex, not fast cure for this. I'm going to use the standard resin. And we're going to put it in the curing machine. And we're going to see what happens. So I'm just going to mix it up. This is the standard resin from Apex, which is just the high gloss. And what I would say is if you want any of this, always use my discount code CCUK. Get yourself some money off. So I'm going to pour in 150 ml of the hardener, first of all. Like so. And I hope you're all having a good time in chat, because I don't get to see any of it when I do these lives. How many have we got in? 28. Wow. I bet there's people in chat I've never actually spoken to as well. Things I do for you guys. Do me a favour, if you're not already subscribed, subscribe. At least do that for me. I'm trying to get to 10,000. We're very close now. So this is 300 ml of that resin. And it's beautiful resin, guys. They do ship worldwide. Flat rate of $30 to the States. I know that. And obviously it's a little bit cheaper in the UK. And I'm going to mix it by hand because, do you know what? This resin mixes really easily. And then we're going to have to clean this off while this is in the debubbler. So, look at this. I'm going to do this for a couple of minutes so it goes crystal clear. Hi, Lisa. Or Lisa. I'm just noticing the odd chats pop up on my phone whilst I'm doing this project, guys. So, apologies if I haven't sort of spoken to you about your comments. I appreciate each and every one of you. This is just a creation live that we decided to do. And again, if you want to give a super chat, more than appreciate those. You don't have to. Just if you're feeling extra generous and you're liking the content, it's a great thing. So here we go. Mixing it around. Going to get a cloth as well and wipe my stick. You've always got to wipe your stick, guys. And I know some of you like it when I say that for some reason. I don't know why. Just got to keep wiping, keep scraping your sides. And the great thing about these slightly larger cups is they still fit in my debubbling machine because they're only 600ml cups. But for the slightly medium-sized pours like this one, they work really well. And I'm not going to burnish those powders into my silicone mould, silicone mat. I am going to wipe them off in a minute. But there we go. That's all that should take mixing. Beautiful, clear. I can see there's no streaks. And I'm going to put this in the debubbling machine after I've wiped my stick. Always wipe that stick. Here we go. So a couple of wipes. I'm going to save one there as well because I need a couple for the mould. And all I do, get the wipes. Wow, it is going on a hoodie, interestingly, Lula. Funny you mentioned that. You may have noticed in some of my videos, you're starting to see t-shirts pop up underneath. There's only one design really at the minute, which is Let's Get Sticky, which I think is great for resin artists. But wipe that stick is definitely going on there. I'm going to be concentrating on a few more of those designs going up over the next few weeks. So hopefully there'll be more choice as well. There's going to be hoodies, there's going to be t-shirts, and I'm working on getting aprons as well, guys. But they're not cheap. Aprons are expensive. I didn't realise how much they cost. Let me put this in the debubbler. And it should only take 5 minutes, which will give me time to clean this mould, and then we can pour. And I'm using the Resiners Airless Pro for 5 minutes, if you're wondering. And now what I'm going to try and do is, you see where these excess powders are? What aren't on the snake? I'm going to try and wipe them off with a wipe. So just with my finger, and try and wipe any excesses off. If there's a few little tinges of it, with the dark colour that we're going for, I don't think it will matter too much, but I want to get most of it off. So there we go. I want to keep it mainly in the snake, lovely and burnished, so we almost get a bit of a crisp edge. And if you want this into resin mould as well, this is an into resin version. I've seen other versions, but obviously you can also use my discount code on into resin, which is CCUK. So any mould you like on there, any of the Apex resin you like, you can use my discount code, or any of the equipment from Resiners, you can use my discount code. CCUK, it's the same one for each one. There we go. I think that lid's pretty clean now. What do you think? Look at that. I'm impressed with that. Beautiful. Right. Now this one. Again, I don't want to damage what's in the scales, but I want to get the excess powders off the rest of the mould before we turn it back on itself. Just trying to get it all the way up to the edge. Starting at the base. And if it's not perfect, I don't mind. You know, I think sometimes resin can look too perfect. It's art at the end of the day. And whatever you want to do, it's your art, so do it your way. And now I'm going to try and go in between. And this is still easier whilst it's folded out, so I'm going to get a fresh one. Wrap it around my little finger. Well, not little. Luckily, I have got quite small fingers for a man. Should have been a pianist. There we go. Yeah, any wet wipes company or big wipes companies that want to sponsor the channel, let me know. Could you imagine? I do go to Aldi for baby wipes. You're right. I do most of my weekly shops at Aldi. Yeah, I've always found it to be the cheapest. The only thing I have found is you probably need to use their produce within 3 days. If you go to some other supermarkets, which I'm not going to name either, then you tend to get a longer shelf life. But this isn't about where Andy does his weekly shop, guys. This is about the resin art. Hopefully. So again, just taking my time here, because if you take your time now before you pour in that resin, it's going to pay off in the end piece. You know? Just get it looking nice and clean in all the bits that you don't want the powder. Yes. Pretty happy it's coming off. Most of it anyway. I don't mind if there's a little shade of it going around, because I actually think that'll add to the overall effect. But I just want, hopefully, these snake parts to be quite crisp, because I think that will make it look the best. And you could spend hours doing this, guys, but I'm not going to. Hopefully it's only going to be 5 minutes whilst the resin's in the debubbler. Well, I haven't seen the big wipes in Aldi. I'll have a look for those next time. Probably tomorrow, because I need to do a weekly shop. So if anybody wants to bump into me, I will be in Aldi tomorrow. I'm going to say which one, so you probably got 1 in, what, 3,000 chance of spotting me in Aldi tomorrow? I don't know how many stores they've got in the UK now. Here we go. But yeah, the G3, it's amazing. I hope you've enjoyed playing with it as well, Lula. It is absolute. It's the best curing machine I've tried. And it's a huge improvement on their previous one. Huge. Which is good. And it's got that UV light inbuilt, which is amazing. Never thought of putting a UV light in a curing machine before. But it works, strangely. Can you hear that beep? That means the resin is debubbled. So I think I'm just going to go up to those edges again. And just wipe off that excess. Try and get it as close as I can. And it does help you use a different bit. There we go. I'm pretty happy. That looks close enough. What do you guys think? It looks pretty close to me. And now the fun bit of turning it back the right way round without hopefully disturbing all of those powders. Right, so I'm just going to go for it. And the great thing is the powders aren't really... Come on. Come on. Okay, this is really difficult. I'm trying not to touch the bits. Okay, we're doing all right. We're doing all right. Yeah, come on. There we go. It's now folded the right way round. And you know what? That was reasonably successful. I haven't got it absolutely everywhere, so quite happy with that. Look at that. So that's now the right way round. And you know what? Before I do this, I'm just going to give this mat a little bit of a wipe. Because I've only just got this machine. I don't want to ruin it. But I will give that a proper clean tomorrow as well. So a few of you said black and a few of you said blue. The only way to solve that on this channel is to do a bit of both, guys. To keep everybody happy, hopefully. I'm just going to get rid of these wipes, get the resin out, and then we're going to mix and pour. I'm excited. Right, they're gone. So, let's get the resin out. And where's my metallic blue? That's a metallic. Oh, what about a metallic purple? No, that's not very nice. I hate the metallic silver that I've got. Where's the blue? There it is. So that's my favourite metallic blue. And then I just need my black. So let's use the Resin Midnight Black. So, I've got two colours ready. I've got Res Midnight Black and I've got my favourite metallic blue. And I'm going to try and put these in sort of layers and see what effect that creates with those tiny turners. Who knows? It might be great. It might be horrific. So, I think it'd be a cool experiment though, just to add an extra effect to this beautiful snake and egg mould. So look at that, crystal clear. Hi Angelina. There we go, just getting rid of any surface bubbles, but look at that, it's like water, guys. It is amazing. So, half of the resin in that cup and half can stay in this cup, okay? And I do think I want more black than blue with this because I want it to be a dark egg and those tiny turner powders to just really pop out of that snake. So, we'll glow with my favourite metallic blue first, which is this one. And I appreciate you all being here as well on a Friday evening. And all I'm going to do, stir it around my pot. Do you have a code for discount? What for? It's CCUK. If it's for the Resiners G3, it's CCUK. If it's for Interresin, it's CCUK. If it's for Apex Resin, it's CCUK. So pretty much it's CCUK. And you can get yourself some money off. I think in the UK it works out about £88, or in the States it's about $100 if you use that discount code. So here we go, mixing in that dark metallic blue. And you'll see in a minute why this is one of my favourites. Look at this. Oh my God. It is a stunning colour. And it was a find on Temu, and it was one of the first pigment pastes that I bought that I like. And I actually got a purple and a silver in the same set, which I hate. Anytime, Lisa. Anytime. So, but look at that, guys. That is just a stunning blue. I absolutely love that. It is gorgeous. And I hope I never run out because I'll be very sad that day because I probably won't be able to find it again. Now we're going to go with the Midnight Black, which hopefully will just give us a beautiful black. And I think we've got too much resin here, which is okay because what I can do is get some spare molds as well. Why not? And just intermix these two. So they're with the black. And that's the thing with pigment paste, guys. What you need to remember, they're normally more expensive than micas, but they go a long way. You don't need a lot. Look, tiny bit on the end of my stick is going to now fully cover 150 ml of resin to a beautiful opaque black glossy colour. Here we go. Look at that. Gorgeous. Now these are obviously going to be different densities as well, so it might create a cool effect. Yes, just the tip, Lula. After wiping your stick, remember. There we go. So there we go. Beautiful black, shiny and glossy. Look at that. So now, I think we're just going to layer these in and see what happens. You know? Are we ready? Are we excited? I am. Can't see the excitement in the chat though. Where's everybody going, woo, can't wait, you know? Here we go. Now, I'm not going to do these at the same time because I don't actually want them to separate. I almost want them to layer and intermix and see what happens. That's better. Thanks, Julie Zan. That's better, Michelle. See? So I'm going to pour a little bit of the blue in first. In it goes. Into both. A little bit of the blue. In you go. Now, obviously, the big mould's going to take up a little bit more. I'm a dirty pourer, guys. Dirty pourer. I don't want to get it all over my machine either. Even though it is a silicone mat. In we go with some black. And the same in the big one. And then some more blue. Wipe your rim. Don't forget to wipe your rim as well, guys. That can be a new catchphrase. Wipe your rim as well as wiping your stick. And I think this is going to turn out pretty. I hope. In with some black. Hope we've got enough resin. First time I've used this mould, so we might not have. We're about halfway on that egg. And we're not quite full on the lid. That I think is full now. Put some more blue. And saving a bit of blue for the end, I think. Wiping the rim as we go. Bit more black. And wiping that rim. Bit more blue. Wipe the rim. And then a bit more black. Up to the top. Now because I've already put those powders in, I'm not too concerned about air bubbles because I don't think I'm going to get them. Probably famous last words. I've got a tiny bit of blue left, so let's put it in there. That is mega full now, if that is a word. And a bit in there. And I think they're full. So we could have got away with a bit less resin, but it is what it is. So let me go into tray number 1, which is my into resin tray, and see what little moulds I've got. Oh, let's do a tiny pot. Look at that. Tiny little flower pot, and it is minute. And I'm going to do the same with this. I want the blue to mainly go into those flowers on this. Like so. And then I'm going to put some more in this one. And then we're going to fill in with the black. I want to keep a tiny bit of this blue because I think I might have enough resin to do one more spare piece. So let's fill this first. This is the lid to that pot. And look at me getting resin all over my silicone mat. Apologies resiners if you're watching this. I will clean the mat tomorrow, I promise. So again, hopefully in this pot we're just going to get those two different colours intermixing and create a tiny little pot. I thought these little pots, I'll show you a finished one in a minute, but I thought they'd be really cool. Do you know if you've got a child that's losing teeth, it'd be really cool to use this as maybe a tooth fairy pot. It's that tiny, you could quite easily put the teeth in there, and that's where they could, the tooth fairy could wait for it. So that's that. Let's get another mould. What other spares have I got? Oh, have we got enough to do a starfish? I don't think we have. Oh, we might have. Oh, let's have a look. Let's try it. My favourite little starfish mould from Into Resin. And again, I'm just going to pour this, every last drop, into here now. And these are bonus pieces that we're going to get. Again, trying to get it all the way around into different areas so it's not just going to stay black. But I don't know if I'm going to have enough to fill this one as well. I should have filled this one first, really. But anyhow, I am going to scrape my pot, because you should always scrape your pot so you're not wasting any beautiful resin that's in there, because if you do, you could find that you're wasting up to sort of half an ounce of resin. And especially when you don't think you've got enough to fill a mould, you'd be amazed how much extra you get out of that cup. There we go. So this starfish is going to have kind of a bluish tinge, but it's going to be one of the darkest ones I've done yet. And do you know what? If this works out, Lula, this starfish will be yours. Because I know you love this starfish mould. Just don't tell Lisa, because I don't think she's in this chat. And she'll shout at me. She'll say, where's my starfish? So, there we go. That is that. Now I'm going to go in with the rest of the black and hope there is enough to fill it. Oh, it's so close. It's going to be so close, guys. I can't leave it like that. Really, I can't. So, it's such a small amount as well. Right, let me scrape the rest of the black out. And then I know what we're going to do. Because I want to get these curing. I'm not a clean resin artist. Do you know what? We might have enough. I think we will have. Come on. In you go. Oh, it's so close. I think when that cures, that'll be fine. So, I'm just going to scrape the last drip. Come on. Out you come. And I think we should be alright. And again, you haven't always got to completely fill your moulds anyway, and this is quite a deep mould. So I think it'd be okay if we don't have a couple of mil on there. I think we'll still get a beautiful starfish. And that is pretty much all I can get out of this. I think we've scraped the cup to within an inch of its life. And this is what I say when I don't like to waste any resin, guys. I don't like to waste a single drop because it's expensive stuff, you know, and you really just don't want to waste it. When just by spending a bit more time doing your scraping, there we go. I'd much rather it be in the piece than in the cup. So that's those. I'm going to wipe these now just because it's easier because I've spotted them. And obviously this is a silicone mat in here anyway, guys. So you could let it cure in there and it'll all be fine. Now I'm going to torch this from a height. There we go. Beautiful. And I think that is those. So now I'm going to get rid of these. And we're going to put the curing machine on. Now, normally, hope you can still hear me. Hello, hello, hello. Normally, these would take 24 hours, but they're only going to take, I know, I cleaned up a spill. They're only going to take 2 hours to cure. And I'm really confident with that because I did a deep mould yesterday and a shallow mould in 2 hours. So I'm going to get my G3 lid and I'm going to put it on. And then I'm going to put the curing machine on. And in 2 hours, these will be done. Now, it's whether I'm still awake in 2 hours and can come back on alive, or whether I do this as a short reveal video tomorrow. I don't know. I'm just being careful, but there's loads of room in there. Probably fit another 10 moulds in that. And then all we're going to do is switch the power on. I can do this on tall because one of them's tall. And this has like 3D air movement as well, so it prevents those bubbles. There we go. 2 hours. And that'll be done. It's as simple as that, guys. And then we get to demold and see what we've got. So do you guys want to talk to me for a minute on chat? Or do you want to leave it there for the scene? I don't mind moving my camera around and seeing if we can get me on the chat. And just get the tripod ready in case you do. There we go, that should work. But there we go, that was a fun little project, and I'm intrigued as to what it's going to turn out like. So do you want to chat for a little bit? Let me just move this around. And let's flip it around. Ooh. And I'm falling over. Hello everyone. We've still got 35 in chat, which is amazing. I don't know how many we've got in at peak, so if anyone knows, let me know. It'd be cool to know. There we go. Was that fun? I like my resin, well, I like my lovers. Slow to cure, but worth the wait. I like that one. Hi Paula, you okay? So, what did you all think to that project? Was it fun? And I don't know if we got any super chats or anything like that, but if we did, thank you. But sorry, I missed it. Oh, I think we did. I think we got the one from Louise, actually. I'm just looking at the screen now. But yeah, obviously I can't share the chat comments on this either because it's a YouTube live rather than my streaming platform. So, yeah, it was great fun. Oh dear, Dawn had to restart her edits because everything sounded like chipmunks. Good point, I need my mic. I've learned by putting it on the stand, it keeps it a little bit more even when I do a video. But there we go. That should be better, guys. Is that better? What do you think? It was educational. That's good. Better. Good. But yeah, sorry, I keep looking at my screen and I should be looking at the camera. Screen, camera, screen, camera, screen, camera. So I'm going to look there. There we go. And now I can see the chat as well. That's good. Thanks for that, Mary Beth. Great tip. Hope you're all doing well. But yeah, it's going to be really interesting. And in 2 hours, that's going to be done. And you know what? I don't praise products that I don't enjoy working with. Oh, Stormy, super chat. All it is, at the bottom of the chat, you'll see a $sign. You click on that and you can donate a super chat. Simple as that. You choose the amount. And it's a great way of just saying, thanks, I enjoyed the content. And it's like giving me a tip. Do you know when you go to a restaurant and you've had a good meal? It's the same with YouTube on a live chat. So again, there's a little, next to the emoji sign, it's like a little $sign. You click on that and that's a super chat. Oh, no, not that. Okay, I'm getting confused now. Oh, you fell asleep? Well, it's in the curing machine now, Claire. It's probably those painkillers you're on for your arm, and I hope it's doing okay. And for those that don't know, Claire is the winner of this beautiful butterfly piece. She won the auction. So there's going to be a lot of jealous people out there. But yeah, I love that piece as well. So Claire, I hope you're going to get either a plate stand or something like this and admire it as well when it comes. Okay, I won't. Oh, the goal. Okay, so I always set a goal on my lives. And if ever we reach 10 super chats, I'll do an extra giveaway piece. And that's why I always set a goal. So usually, and I'll definitely pick one out of here if we did get to that point. But if we get 10 super chats in a video, the piece we make in the giveaway, I'll give away. And it's the same with Froggy Fridays. It's the same with everything else. There is going to be a video, Paula. I'm editing it this weekend. So that should be over probably the next week. Oh, thanks for that, Mary Beth. But yeah, probably over the next week or so, I'm going to be editing that. So it should be live for members in the next week. And for non-members, it's probably going to be about 2 weeks away for the giant butterfly make. Because it's going to be a lot of editing. I think all in, I mean, I've got to also try and edit because we did part of it on a creation live, and I remember doing that. So I've got to try and figure out how to download that footage and incorporate that into the main video as well. So it should happen. It'll be edited over the next week and it should be available then. But it's amazing. And I genuinely don't think if I did every step exactly the same, it would come out as good as that did. I was amazed when I demolded it. And just that rainbow effect. I've never got the rainbow effect as perfect around the edge. The way the colours sort of blended. It's almost like a natural butterfly wing. You know? The way that they were almost perfect. The way that they dropped in. I couldn't probably do that again. In exactly the same way. And even the amount of glitter around the edge. It's just perfect. You know? In every way. So... Again, I don't think I could have done a better piece than that. Wow. Thank you, Stormy or Nikki. Appreciate that. Oh, we're close with that. Is that 3 we've had now? 1, 2, 3. I think we've had 3. The goal was 10. So we're getting close. But appreciate that, Nikki, anyway. Massive supporters to the channel. I really do appreciate it. Do you know what? I appreciate everyone here. You know, I view you guys, we're like family, you know. I think that's the way it's getting. We're all getting to know each other more as a community. And I genuinely view you guys as friends, you know. We're not just people that chat on lives on YouTube. I think we're all friends. And I think that's what's so special about this community. And especially with a month like this last month. So... these 30 days of lives, I'll be honest, it has taken it out of me. Doing a live every day, as well as keeping up with those 2 videos a week, as well as having the Q&A live every week, as well as trying to find replacement guests for people that have cancelled for the Q&A lives, as well as a full-time job, as well as getting time to spend with my girls, which I've got this weekend as well. It's been crazy. I've had to put my training on hold, my PT or physical training, until the end of this 30 days of lives, because I wouldn't be able to function otherwise at work. So this is where, unfortunately, real life gets in the way of resin life sometimes, which I'm sure you all know and you all experience. It is. It's a full-time job. I've basically got 2 full-time jobs at the minute. So I think I'm doing... I hate to guess, but I do 45-hour week, not including the commute at work. I'm probably doing 90-hour weeks at the minute. But, as I said, I think I said it on yesterday's live as well. It is the community that make it worthwhile, and I think that's the key. So do I. One day, Nikki, that's the goal. But I think we're a long way off, if I'm being honest, like I said yesterday. I think my biggest earning month, I'll share it with you guys, so far... was £172. So that doesn't pay a lot of bills. It did just about cover the cost of the channel though. So I obviously invest in a lot of different softwares and things like that for the channel. I don't get a lot of sleep, Natalie. I probably have 6 hours a night is what I plan. So yeah, I think my biggest earning month so far was well, it is. I can see it on the board in front of me. It was £172. 97 pence so far. This month will be a bigger month, but what I've done is with those membership, every new member that's signed up, basically because I'm doing the 30 days of giveaways, their membership fee for the month is going to pay for hopefully the postage. So again, that's going to be break even, and it just takes time to build. And the thing is, I'm nearly at 10,000 subscribers, which is amazing, and I'm so grateful for each and every subscriber. But it's the subscribers don't necessarily matter on your channel. It's the views. And I think I got a semi-viral video last month, which was great. It's the first one I've had that had like 13,000 views. And that should mean this month's going to be a bit better, which is amazing. But it meant I grew by about 1,000 subscribers. But the content I've released since hasn't really had an upturn in views. So I think those people, the video gets sent out to them and they choose not to watch it, which actually stops YouTube sending it out to everybody else. So it's pros and cons. I do get more views on lives, but because I don't run adverts on the lives, I don't make any money off the lives, really. The only time I make any money off the lives is if people watch them back after, then there'll be 1 or 2 adverts in there. So typically on an average live, on a busy one, on a Q&A live, I'll make between £2 and £3 in UK money. So it's not a huge amount, guys. And that's what I think people need to realise. When they start YouTube, it's a long journey before you can pay your bills. I think most creators have to get sort of a monetized sponsor where, let's say they're an ambassador for the brand and they get paid X amount each month or something like that. But again, it's a long way off. I think the YouTube adverts are great, but I don't think they're ever a big form of revenue. And I think it's because the creators don't get paid a lot for them. Because unfortunately, YouTube gets 50% of the ad revenue. So YouTube gets 50%. But yeah, that's the whole point of my channel. It's not to make money yet. It's to share the knowledge. It's to grow with you guys, you know, and hopefully teach you something. And that's what I love to do. But yeah, you need everyone to like it. You need everyone to share it. And by doing that, they don't realize how much it means. But YouTube, if it sees that there's lots of interaction, whether it's comments, whether it's likes, whether it's more viewing time than normal, whether it's more people staying on board for that first 5 minutes, it chooses to then send the video to the next tier of people. If you don't get there, it never shares it to the next tier. And I only found that out on that viral video. So I suppose the way that it works, hi Jeannie, nice to see you. When will I start teaching you? Very funny, Lynn. But yeah, the way it works is it sends it out initially to your subscribers. And based on how many of those subscribers click on the thumbnail, how much of the video they watch, whether they like it and whether they comment on it, it chooses to then send it to another pool of people or not. So as an example, it might send it to 1,000 subscribers. If you get a good click-through rate and people are clicking and watching it, it might then send it to 5,000 new viewers. If it then carries on to get a good click-through rate, it will send it to another 10,000 viewers. And that's how it works. So I'm just looking on my channel now and I can give you an example. So on I'll go to the semi-viral video, the one that's been doing really well. Just going into my studio. And I can't share my screen on a YouTube live, so sorry. I can on my other lives on StreamYard next time we do one of those. Let's have a look. So I'm just going into my analytics and clicking the heart on the live doesn't necessarily help. Giving it a like afterwards does. Night, Lula. Thanks for staying. Appreciate you. Okay, so I'm just going to close this down so I can get into my studio. I'd love to see your table, Laura. I'm waiting to get some wood at the minute, and then I'm going to start a coffee table. But I'm just waiting to find the right piece of wood because I'm hoping to only ever make one of those. Channel content. Okay. So that semi-viral video I had, and this might interest you. It's the best performing video I've ever had, which was the 2D blooms video. And you can go and have a look at the stats if you don't believe me on this, because as I say, it's the best performing video I have had in all of my time on YouTube. And so far, I'm just going into the analytics for the individual video. That particular video has had 13,700 views, which is amazing. It's had 3,200 hours of watch time, and it's added 766 subscribers to the channel. But in order to get there, it went out to 186.4 thousand people. That's how many impressions it got, and now it seems to be slowing down. But the only reason it did that is because it went through every tier. Now, if I look at one of my recent videos, for example, so the most recent one was the giant diamond cluster mold. That particular video has only got 400 views, but if I go into the analytics, it's only been shared with 9.3 thousand people. And that's part of the issue. It hasn't been liked as much. It was, and therefore it's not shared it to a bigger audience. And that's the way it works, guys. So it is what it is. The viral video, hang on, let me go back. I'll give you the exact title. It was, where is it? So the viral video was struggling with 3D blooms, ? Watch this simple trick. And that was that video. Basically, there's a picture of me there with a heat gun looking like that. And then there's 4 blooms on the front of it. So by all means, go and watch it. And I don't think that was one of my best videos. There was even a moment where I said, I'm going to fast forward. And I didn't fast forward. And literally all you heard in the background was me walking around my living room. Because I didn't edit it. And that's the thing. So that's just a little bit of information for those of you that don't know and think that if somebody gets 1,000 views, they're making a lot of money on YouTube. They really aren't. And obviously you get views on your previous videos and stuff like that. But so far, up until this month, and I'll see what it turns out to be on the 26th of this month, my biggest performing month was £172.97 so far on YouTube. And that's with nearly 10,000 subs. By all means, watch it. That's not a traditional 3D bloom, though. That video is for people that are struggling with 3D blooms, can't do them, and it's how to do 2D blooms. But there's loads of 3D bloom videos. The best one I think I've done so far is this one called 10 Simple Steps to the Perfect 3D Bloom on the channel, which I did probably about a year ago now, and that is so simple. Let me see if I can find it and link it in chat for you. Because I think that personally was one of my best videos on how to do the bloom technique. Let me have a look. Where is it? In fact, is it on my homepage? No. Okay. I'm just going through the videos now for you. Love the angel on my wall. Which angel? That's a phoenix, Natalie. But yeah, it was originally a canvas, and I'll give you a close-up in a minute. But basically, the canvas reminded me of a phoenix when I poured it when the resin had cured. So then what I did is I went and got a phoenix mold to attach to it. I'm just looking for that video for you. I've got that many now, which is amazing, you know. And again, if ever you want to support the channel and you've got a bit of time, go through some of the historic videos. There's over nearly 300 now, which I think is amazing. All of that content that you can watch whenever you want. And I'm still looking for that video. And it's like some of my best videos in my mind. I did a UV jellyfish, which was made completely out of UV resin. And it's only had like 200 views. And that's what I don't understand, is when some of the bigger pieces, and it's like the ostrich egg lamp that I did, that took me about 2 weeks to make. And again, that's only had about 400 views. Louise, wait for it to get to 36, I would. That was my best 3D bloom. That wasn't the one. I look like a teacher on it. If you haven't seen the ostrich egg lamp one, Claire, watch it. I think it's one of my best pieces, and it's where I actually used a real ostrich egg, and I carved the egg. Well, I filled it with resin, then I carved the design into the egg, and then turned it into a lamp. 36 degrees is what I normally go for. Depends what resin you're using. If you're using a thicker resin, then 34 should do. But for a standard 1:1 medium resin, what I would do is wait for it to get to 36. Where is it? Let's have a look. So, videos. But go back. All you need to do is go onto my channel homepage and you'll see every video I have ever made. And there's lots on there, guys. There really is. I'm still looking for that perfect bloom video. I think it used to be one of my homepage videos. Was that it? That was the Petri effect. Resin bloom tutorial. Oh, we're getting closer. I can feel it. Right, so that was the short. It's got to be around here. Hang on. We're getting close. That was a quick tutorial. I've got it. Right, so I'm going to share this in chat. I've got an aurora on my head. Yeah, it's because I've gone shorter, guys. Let me know if you like it. So this is, I think, the simplest tutorial that I've done on how to do a bloom. It's 10 steps. It's about 15 minutes. And if you watch that and follow the instructions, you should be able to do a perfect bloom. Simple as that. Sandy, if you watch an old video that's 6 months old, does it still help you? Yes. And any video can suddenly pop off again on YouTube if it's getting enough people watching it. So you can have a video from a year ago that if a few people start liking it, watching it, and it starts clocking up some watch hours, YouTube will then share it again. I get it, KD, and that's why I try and mix and match it. So I don't always do blooms, but I do love blooms. So you'll probably find 1 in 4 of my videos is probably a bloom video. But the rest I try and mix and match with EcoPore, with different techniques. So we just did Larimer recently. I've done waves. There's lots of different things. You've got to come on one day, Nikki, on one of the lives. But again, blooms, they're amazing. You can do lots of different things with them. I'm just having a look around. But then, I love things like the crackle effect and stuff like that. So I've done a few different videos on the crackle. I've just thought, have I showed you guys my new lava coasters? I don't think I have. Who wants to see a lava coaster? A new one? Email me, definitely. We'll set it up. Anybody want to see a lava coaster? And when I say a lava coaster, I think these are my best ones. Hang on. I only did 2, but I'm going to go grab them. And where's the other one? So, I can, oh, it's there. It's underneath Mr. Meth Bear. So, sorry about that. If you've not met Mr. Meth Bear, here he is. Hi, guys. A reminder of how things can go wrong. Look at that. Rawr. But there we go. So that is Mr. Meth Bear. But now they look okay like this, and they look a little bit like lava, but they're not perfect. But, and this works on a standard light as well as a UV light. Watch this. Who's ready? Look at this. Can you see that lava effect? In fact, let me switch this light off. Let me switch this light off. Let me show you. We're in darkness, guys. Now, do any of you watch Lord of the Rings? Now, I saw this and I thought straight away, Eye of Sauron. Look at this. Beautiful. And that lights up. Look at this. On a standard light as well, it lights up exactly the same. And what I thought is, imagine with a dragon head on it. Look at this. You've got that natural glow and that lava coming through. Look at that. And there is going to be a video on how I made these as well coming out. But this just turned out epic. I could not believe how well they turned out. So that's one of them. And here's the other. Exactly the same. Look at that lava effect. Beautiful. And again, you can just have them on a normal light stand and they glow. Look at that. That dragon is stunning. I've got a couple of different dragon heads now. Let me switch the lights back on. And I'll grab the other dragon. Where's he gone? In fact, I won't, because I don't know where I've put him. I think I've put him in a safe place because he might be a giveaway piece. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, even in the normal day, I really like these. So these turned out really cool. This is that dragon. And that, as you can imagine, all lit up is just absolutely beautiful. I want your bubble lap. What do you mean bubble lap? He is so cool. But yeah, absolutely beautiful they are, those lava coasters. And it was the first time I've done that effect in particular. And I think it turned out really cool. And you've just got to experiment, you know, and see what happens. I could do that, changing coloured lights. But it's also given me an idea for a coffee table. The lamp behind me. Do you mean the stand? I don't know. But if you want a closer look at that phoenix as well, let's grab it. Now, this was one of my first canvas pours. And it was just the way the resin fell. It reminded me of a phoenix. That almost, look, you can see the head there. These were like wings. And this was like a tail at the bottom. So as soon as I saw that, I had to get this phoenix mould and attach the phoenix to it. And I think that turned out absolutely stunning. A couple of fish eyes, but it was one of my first pieces. And I was just playing around with resin. And look at this, guys. I've not even taken the drips off the back yet. And that was about 6 months old. But yeah, he definitely got pride of place at the minute on my wall. And we'll put it back up. Stay. Stay. Good phoenix. There we go. So that's that phoenix piece. And I hope you like that. Yeah, I love doing resin pours on canvas. Yeah, they came out stunning, Judy's Ann, and that's, as I say, why I ended up getting that phoenix mould. But yeah, there's so much you can do with resin. And if you didn't see it earlier, I'm going to start showing you all of my pieces now. Can't do this all night. This is a memorial piece that I did for my sister. And her ashes are actually in that heart. And I tried to create a bit of a cloud effect with those two different colours, her name and those angel wings. And again, there's a video on that if you want to see how to do sort of this memorial piece. And that is always above my doorway, so I can always remember my sister as I walk through my door in the morning. But there we go. And everything I do, I try and do a video on. to show you guys how to do it yourselves. And that is the whole point of this channel. It's not to ever become rich or anything like that. It's just to help teach, you know, so that you guys can learn. If you didn't see my blue whale video, look at this guy. He came out stunning as well. It's just a little pot. I didn't even know there was money in there. There we go, I'm 50p richer. But again, he came out really cool. Just those different shades of blue and the iridescent blue. I'm glad I've given you an idea, Natalie. And he came out really cool. So there we go. That's him. And my favourite wave piece I've done so far that I still own. So the favourite beach scene I've done, I actually gave away to somebody I met, and the relationship didn't work out. But I've still got this beautiful piece. And this, you've got to go really way back on my channel to see this. Now, the original charcuterie board was just cheap lumber. Look. Yes, I do Julie's hand sometimes. So that was just cheap lumber. As you can see, I burnt it with a blowtorch. And then I covered it in resin. And then I thought it was just, it gave me a cool little crackly effect. But then I thought it needed a wave on top of it. So I added that beautiful wave. And look at that. That came out stunning. And it's not a traditional wave by any stretch of the imagination, but I love this piece. And that took me, I haven't got a cricket or anything like that. This took me the best part of 4 days, I think, to make, this charcuterie board. But again, I absolutely love it, the way it came out. And this actually got some of that dark metallic blue in that we just used. So there's that one. And I think that was really cool. But do you know what? Everything I've made in resin, I genuinely love. Even the fails, because some of your fails still turn out amazing. And obviously on Saturday, so tomorrow, if you've got an hour and a half to spare, so somebody's just asked me, did I ever polish my resin? If you can see, I polished all of that edge around on this piece, on this universe. So it wasn't a standard flat edge. And that took 3 hours of polishing and sanding through the different grits to get this beautiful shine on this universe. And this video will be live tomorrow at 8 o'clock. And I'd say this probably took me all in about 2 weeks of work, this universe, in different stages. So I don't know if you can see the sun, all the planets in there, and I think Jupiter came out my favourite in the centre. And then those 2 beautiful galaxies in there. So it will be an hour and a half video tomorrow, but it's well worth a watch. And then you should be able to make one too, hopefully. But this was also 4 litres of resin, guys. So there's a big risk with a piece like this that anything could, and sometimes does go wrong. But I was really happy with this piece. I've got it on a plate stand in my living room, and I look at it every single day. Yeah, Claire, I can put a top coat on that butterfly for you, no problem. That's all that was there was a top coat after I did the sanding. So I can do that, so you've got that shine on there. Definitely. It could be turned into a table. And if you've not seen that as well, hang on. I've only made 1 table so far in resin. And that was my 3D bloom table. Look at this. It's a 3D bloom table. Look at that. Beautiful. And I absolutely love that. There was 1, 2, 3, 7 blooms in that table, just with an almost crackly golden effect in the background as well. You know, and that was the first table I've ever made in resin. So you can go back. Interesting you ask. I do sell my pieces. And this is my biggest ever drip tray, guys, which is going to be a clock. Look at this. It's going to be a clock when it's done. And that is a cement mould. I do sell my pieces. At the minute, email me is what I'll say. But in the next month, hopefully my shop will be live. I have got a website. I'm just editing it at the minute. So it's going to take a while to get it fully done. I've got a Facebook page, but I've never had any much joy with Facebook. But yeah, no, the blooms weren't cut into the table. I used coasters to make the blooms and then put them into a larger table mold. I'm going to be making seats eventually. So my biggest project that I want to do, and if there's any wood suppliers in the UK out there watching this back, I'm more than happy to do a video with you. I need the right wood though. So I want to do eventually a dining table, river table with resin and obviously wood. And then I also want to make matching chairs with resin and wood. And I think it would look amazing, but I need to find the right wood because it wouldn't look right with just lumber. So if there's any UK lumber companies out there, timber yards don't do it. That's the problem. Timber yards tend to do your construction grade timber. It's more sawmills that tend to have the more unique pieces. And there's not many of them around me, but again, that's something that I need to do. And again, I love my carving. So my plan would be for that is to hand carve every element of that stool with the exception of the seat, which would be wood and resin. So again, that's the plan for a long-term video. It's in there. I just need to find the wood to be able to do it. We are not far away. Why? Whereabouts are you based? I've never seen a chair made... See, I've seen a toilet seat as well, actually, Claire. Oh, Lincoln. That's not too far. But yeah, I need to find somewhere that does a nice slab of live edge wood. I'm happy to make... I can make the mould, but it's just getting the wood. I don't mind putting hours into it either, getting it perfectly flat. But I need to find the right piece of wood with the right wavy edge so it's not just construction grade timber. Yeah, it's been a long month, Amy. It has. But there's only another week of this left, you know. There's only another, 5 of these daily ones. Now I need to know what that bubble thing is behind you. That's a lamp. That is just a lamp. Yeah, I'm only in Nottingham. So not a million miles away from Lincolnshire. And I know we've got some people in the community as well in Derbyshire as well, which isn't a million miles away from me. That is a bubble lamp there. And it's just little glass globes with standard LED lights in them. I liked it when I saw it. I could cover them in resin. I will go get some sleep. I'm okay. It's Friday night. I'm all right. I can't remember where I got it from. It was a high street shop though. I saw it in a high street shop. It may have been Homebase in the UK. I've had it for about 5 years. The only problem... I didn't know you were in Northampton, Adele. We'll have to do a bit of an IRL meetup at some point because that'd be fun. Newark, again, quite close. You finally got me on the TV, Natalie. Julie's Ann's in South Wales. And you're still admiring my mixing cups. I like to never run out. And I do try and reuse them as well, at least once, twice. But I'd like to not run out of mixing cups. It is probably a vintage piece now, Mary Beth. As I say, it's 4 or 5 years old. I don't know if you could still get it. Let me plug it in. Oh, let's have a look. Things I do for you guys. There we go. Needs to change a couple of the bulbs, but there we go. And it's just those little light globes. Oh, Michelle's only an hour away as well. Oh, this IRL meetup's going to happen. I do have a black halo. But yeah. Enjoy your dinner, Louise. Who knows, Amy? Maybe it is appropriate. But yeah, I think we're about there. Unless anyone's got any questions, I might as well close this live because we've got another hour and 20 minutes on the curing machine. And I don't think you want to be here for another hour and 20 minutes. It would be a very long swim to Hawaii, Dawn. Have you anyone else in Belfast other than you? Not that I know of, Paula. Again, Ireland is somewhere I would love to visit one day. I've never been because the cost of hotels, the only place I've looked at is Dublin because you can get quite sort of cheap flights from East Midlands Airport, near me, to Dublin. But the problem is the cheapest hotel rooms are about £200 a night. And that's kind of put me off. But again, it's somewhere I'd like to visit one day. Buckinghamshire for KD. I know where that is. I've driven through there before. See you later, Claire. Enjoy your sleep. How big of a project did you do? It was reasonably big, Amy. It was a snake and an egg and a couple of spares. Oh, there we go. Mary Beth says Amazon's got a similar lamp for $74.99. I might look at that. I've never done Belfast either. And I do love an Irish accent. Talking about that in the office earlier. Again, I'd love to get... There's loads of places in the US I'd love to visit. But again, who knows what the future holds? That's the exciting thing. If this channel gets to the point where I'm earning a revenue, and who knows, I have a good month, I might be able to do that, you know, just jump on a plane, go to a different country and meet different artists IRL. That is what I would love to do one day. But the channel needs to get to that point first because, again, I have to work full time at the minute and it's not a possibility. But who knows what the future holds? 5 years down the line, it might be a different story. We might be earning a revenue out of the channel and I can come and visit everybody. That would be amazing. Do a 6-month world tour. Oh, Dawn's great-grandparents migrated from the US to Belfast. Ah. Interesting. But yeah, if nobody's got any more questions, I think I'm going to close this live down now. And then what I'll do tomorrow, these will be fully cured because they're still in the curing machine. And as I say, we've got an hour and 17 minutes. So I don't think you guys want to be on this live for another hour and 17 minutes. So I'll close down the live. Once they're cured, so it's probably going to be tomorrow morning now, I'll do a short with the results. And then we can all see those results, if that's all right. Well, it looks like everybody's starting to go to bed now. So... It's probably a good time to close this live down, but really appreciate everyone being here for the Creation Live. I hope you've enjoyed it. And as I say, tomorrow I'm going to demold these. I'm going to do a short just revealing what they are, and then I'll send it out so we can all see the results. And hopefully, fingers crossed, that it's going to turn out to be amazing. Go on then, Amy. Close us out with a dumb joke. Night, McFoo-Foo. See you tomorrow, KD. And obviously we've got the live tomorrow anyway, the giveaway live. So I'll show the piece in that as well. Goodbye, Argentina. Don't cry for me, Argentina. The truth is... Oh, sorry. That's the only song I know with Argentina in. You're here for the resin, not the singing. I know. I'm looking forward to demolding them. I'm glad you enjoyed the live, Michelle. Night. Dawn was thinking of the same song from Evita, I think it was, if memory serves correct. Amy, where's this joke? Oh, here we go. Why are fish so shy? Come on then, where's the punchline? Waiting for that punchline, Amy. So why are fish so shy? This better make me laugh. Come on, Amy. What's the punchline? It's not because they're guilty, is it? Oh, this better be good now. The anticipation, the build-up. They're not. They're just being coy. Well, that is a good dad joke. So there we go. If you want a great cheese one, I've got a few cheese jokes. Do you want a few before we close it out? It's getting late, but I don't mind doing a couple. So, what cheese do you use to get a bear out of a tree? Anyone? What cheese do you use to get a bear out of a tree? Come on, bear. Come on, bear. There we go. Come on, bear. Come on, bear. What cheese would you use to hide a horse? What cheese would you use to hide a horse? Mascarpone. And I'll give you one more cheesy joke, and then that'll be it, because I do need to get a bit of rest. So, what did the cheese say when it looked in the mirror? Anyone? What did the cheese say when it looked in the mirror? Hello, me. That's the one. Katie knew that one, but there we go. That's enough cheesy jokes. I guess I'm just being a fun guy. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it. And as I said, I'll do that short for you all tomorrow. Been a great live, great creation live. Thanks for your support. Give it a thumbs up, give it a comment. Be on the live tomorrow, and I'll send this short out and we'll demold tomorrow. Appreciate you all, and good night.